In October 2025, players can expect an impressive lineup of releases that promises something special for every taste. From highly anticipated sequels to nostalgic remakes and cooperative horror experiences, this month offers titles that will shape the gaming landscape at the end of 2025. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, it helps a lot, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. Let's go to the video. Starting with Ghost of Yotei, if you enjoyed Ghost of Tsushima, stay tuned. This one promises to be even bigger. From what we've seen in the trailers, it's no longer just an island, it's mainland Japan. So expect varied biomes, vast distances, and larger cities to get lost in a good way. The game still seems focused on exploration with that go-with-the-wind vibe, discovering secrets, caves, and surprise encounters, not just rushing from waypoint to waypoint. There are more weapons, cosmetics, and side activities that actually look fun to hunt for, none of that boring busy work. It all seems designed to make wandering enjoyable. It looks great visually, and the combat should keep that balance between style and practicality from the first game. Now, of course, until the final proof, we don't know everything. There could be bugs. There could be changes, but the vibe is larger, more diverse, and with the same exploratory soul. If they manage to keep Tsushima's vibe, I'm in. Releases on October 2nd, 2025. Digimon Story, Time Stranger is coming, and seriously, it looks very promising. It's not just another monster collecting game, it's a turn-based RPG with a classic feel, but packed with modern core features that make you want to try it right away. The setting recalls those great JRPGs from the good old days, but with huge digital world cities and tons of Digimon to collect. People talk about hundreds, and from the trailers it looks like there's no shortage of variety. The combat looks solid, strategic, focusing on elements and formations, not just button mashing and hoping for the best. There are systems like Digifarm and Evolution which, if well implemented, will make progression addictive. The demo showed a few bugs here and there, but the overall vibe is positive, nice graphics, a fitting soundtrack, and that sense of exploration. We can't be certain about everything until the final release, of course. But if you like Pokémon-style games with more emphasis on story and tactical combat, keep an eye on this one. I'm excited. It looks like a game worth marathon playing.
The World Tree has been attacked.
It is just as the Great One, Plutomon, said.
It can't protect anyone.
We must protect the world from them. For this purpose and this purpose alone were you born.
If that thing opens, then we'll be swarmed by Digimon.
Attack!
Please, everyone, lend me your strength.
Everything's riding on
to
you.
move forward into the future.
We must fulfill our mission. Agent.
Little Nightmares 3. This one promises to focus heavily on co-op, so get ready for puzzles that really require two heads thinking at the same time. If you played the previous games, you know the vibe. Claustrophobic, weird little dolls in a huge, disturbing world. Now imagine that, with another person constantly misdoing things. From the trailers and previews, it looks like they kept the aesthetic, that sort of stop-motion look, but scaled things up. Bigger maps, stranger houses, and enemies that react to the players. Not just one. It could be brilliant or a mess. You'll only know by playing it. They switched to Unreal Engine 5, so lighting and details should look great. Although the demo showed some performance issues, still, the core remains, atmosphere over combat. If co-op raises the tension instead of ruining everything, it could be special. I'm cautiously excited. Keep an eye on it. Pokémon Legends, ZA. This looks like the big attempt to put Pokémon into real time, and seriously, you can already feel the shift just from the trailers. If you played Arceus, you know what to expect. An open world, loose exploration, but now with more dynamic combat, dodging, positioning, and so on. From what we've seen, the game wants you to move, use the terrain, and not just mash buttons. It's a more action vibe within the Pokémon universe, without losing the collecting and sense of discovery. Kalo's region back, but reimagined. Bigger cities, different biomes, and lots of hidden secrets. There are Mega Evolutions with a twist, Mega Power Orbs with variable duration, and multiplayer that promises 4-player battles, which could be a fun chaos. There are also the obvious questions, performance, Day 1 DLC, and whether it's worth picking up now or waiting for a definitive version. I'm curious, but I won't bet everything until I get my hands on the final build. Still, if the game keeps the exploration vibe of its predecessor and gives more room for tactical combat, it could be something special. Ninja Gaiden 4 is coming, and it looks like Platinum wants to make some noise. From what we've seen in the trailers, it's a classic return. Lots of fast combat, precise strikes, and a Ryuhei Abusa more of a wrecking machine than ever. The vibe reminds you of the older games, but with larger environments and some new mechanics that are catching attention. There's something called Blood Raven form that promises to change how you play. Don't expect an open world RPG, it's focused action, but with bigger areas to explore. Cities, temples, shadowy corners full of enemies and secrets. There are new weapons, customization, and apparently PC upscaling support, so even players on modest rigs should be okay. Of course, there's a but. A lot of this is still rumor, so nothing's certain until the final version is tested. If they keep the series' brutal feel and Polish performance and balance, it could be a memorable comeback. I'm curious, and you?
Hostiles for now.
Understood. Stop this madness. Stay away from the Dark Dragon Seal. Go back home to your little raven nest. Or die here.
If you truly think you have what it takes to slay the Dark Dragon, prove it.
Vampire: The Masquerade Bloodlines 2 arrives in October. It looks like it might finally deliver what the community has been asking for. It's basically a narrative RPG heavy on choices. You decide what kind of vampire to be in a city full of factions, secrets, and dirty politics. If you like Bloodlines 1, you know what to expect. Lots of talking, wild characters, and that feeling that your choices actually move the story. From the trailers, combat and atmosphere have received more polish, fewer bugs, more mood, more variety of clan powers. There are different clans, distinct play styles, and a system that promises constant tension, where you can't just go around biting everyone. There's still a cloud of uncertainty, complicated development, and controversial DLCs in the past. So I'm not going to pretend I know everything yet, but if the title delivers heavy narrative, memorable NPCs, a living world to explore, it'll be gold for fans of dark roleplay. Let's keep an eye on the launch and see how the community reacts in the first hours.
You are not the only one who has had strange dreams. I see a garden, and I have met someone.
But that would mean...
Who is he?
Double Dragon Revive. Yes, that classic we grew up kicking enemies in the streets is back. Basically, it's a reboot, retrofitting of the 2D beat 'em up that now brings a modern feel, refreshed graphics, bigger combos, and a smoother perspective. From what they've shown, it keeps the essence punch, kick, grapple, but adds new moves like Hyper Blow and an orb system that makes fights more dynamic. There's also 360 movement and environmental interaction, like throwing an enemy into a stall, or using objects as improvised weapons. What stands out is the multiplayer, classic local co-op, and rollback netcode for online play. So apparently you'll be able to play with less lag. Additions and pre-order items are present, but nothing to freak out about. Nothing that changes the core gameplay. If you're nostalgic, this looks like a well-made tribute. If you've never played, it seems accessible and straightforward. In the end, the real test will be at launch. We'll have to try it to check hitboxes and balance.
Wait, you guys were worried about me? Sorry about that. But I'm an heir to So Setsuken, just like my dad. There's no way I'd let these chumps take me down. I think I'll join you. The more the merrier, right? Here I come!
The Outer Worlds 2. If you played the first one, you know what's coming. Sharp dialogue, choices that change things, and that slightly acidic humor. But now everything seems more ambitious. The game appears larger, more planets, different biomes, and cities that feel real. The gameplay keeps the RPG choice and consequence vibe, but with new systems that seem to give more freedom to build your character. There are new mechanics like a scanner and moments of temporal dilation that promise to make combat and exploration more strategic. There's also a lot of talk about factions and companions. They say interactions will be deeper, which could make decisions carry more weight. As for controversies, the community is watching the price and the lack of respect, so that could be a downside for some. All in all, everything seems lined up to be an RPG with personality. If Obsidian holds up the writing and variety, it could be great.
The cost may be high. One day, I know you'll be mine. Someday, perhaps I'll own two. For now, I'll take one that's brand new. 'Cause I'm yearning and burning for you.
Dragon Quest 1 and to HD to D Remake. If If you played the originals, you already know what to expect. A classic RPG with exploration, random encounters, and a somewhat contemplative pace. Now, imagine all of that with HD to D visuals, like fancy pixel art with modern lighting. It seems Square Enix took the best parts of the old games and gave the presentation a facelift. Now, imagine all of that with HD to D visuals, like fancy pixel art with modern lighting. It seems Square Enix took the best parts of the old games and gave the presentation a facelift. What grabs attention are the changes, redesigned battles, a scroll system, and the so-called sigils that promise different builds. It's not just cosmetic. It introduces new gameplay. There are also quality of life improvements, more flexible saving, updated menus, and expectations of a decent translation. You can spend hours without feeling like it's just a checklist to get through. Of course, we still need to see performance on each platform and how the hardcore crowd will react to the changes. I'm curious if it keeps the soul of the originals. It could become a favorite for those who enjoy old school RPGs modernized. Release is coming. Let's keep an eye on it. Arc Raiders. This is the cooperative shooter that's coming, and it looks promising from what we've seen. The game wants to be the kind of experience where you drop in with your squad and feel that each mission matters. It's not just pressing buttons and following a marker. It's loot, customization, and combat that mixes parkour with cinematic moments. There are multiple classes, gadgets that actually change your playstyle, and maps with verticality. You'll want to climb, jump, and flank constantly. The technical side also stands out: modern visuals, competent sound, and promises of support for technologies like DLSS, but of course, that depends on hardware and final patches. Monetization. There are cosmetic items and progression systems that have already sparked community debate. Nothing confirmed is pay to win, but it's something to keep an eye on. Overall, if they keep the pacing and deliver stable matchmaking, Arc Raiders could be a great cooperative game for fans of tactical action with style. We'll see when it launches.
You are in control.
October 2025 is shaping up to be an exceptionally strong month for gamers, offering everything from PlayStation exclusives to ambitious multi-platform experiences. The variety of genres, from the cooperative horror of Little Nightmares 3 to the frenetic action of Ninja Gaiden 4, and the renewed nostalgia of Dragon Quest, ensures there will be something special for every type of player. With major studios betting on long-awaited sequels and smaller developers presenting unique projects, this month promises to be one of the most memorable of the year for the games industry. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like. It really helps the channel. And also subscribe to keep receiving new content. The channel is new, and we appreciate your support. That's it. See you next time. Bye-bye.